Go.
As stated by Atidafe Jahaga, democracy must be built through open societies to share information. When there is debate, there are solutions. When there is no sharing of power, no rule of law, no accountability, there is abuse, corruption, subjugation, and indignation. Meetings are an important part of our society. That is why, on Tuesday, July 5th, 2016, I attended a meeting of the Village of Howells. It was an annual monthly meeting held in the library of the town. The people in attendance at this meeting were the Mayor of Howells, the Secretary, and 5 other village board members. Myself and the Police Chief of Howells were citizens in attendance. The meeting was run by Mayor Bill Grovajon in normal parliamentary procedure fashion. This was a small group meeting as it consisted of 6 people who shared a common purpose, felt a sense of belonging to the group, and exerted an influence on each other. The mayor called the meeting to order. The secretary then took roll call, and all members were accounted for, plus 2 guests in attendance. The minutes from the last meeting were discussed. This was the first point that small group interaction was observed. All 6 members exchanged verbal and nonverbal messages in an attempt to influence one another. The secretary then informed everyone of the bills for the month and clarified any questions from the rest of the board members. Throughout the entire meeting, she did a very good job keeping everyone informed and up to date with what was going on. She clarified any questions so there were no misunderstandings or mistakes. This was the first point in the meeting where a motion was made to approve the bills. A second was made and a vote was taken, and the bills were approved. Next, the police chief handed a copy of his report to the board members and reviewed what was on the report with myself and the rest of the committee. He didn't go into detail about any of the incidents unless one of the board members asked about it. One incident was asked about that occurred outside our grocery store. Next, a guest speaker gave a presentation about an issue with one of the dams just outside of Howells, owned by Harry Picorni. He gave an effective presentation with visuals and explained what modifications would be made to the current dam to improve its sustainability and prevent us from the dam collapsing in what would be called a 100-year reign. His presentation was organized and well thought out. He was able to answer every question from the board members sufficiently. He also made it very clear that the town and the owner of the land were in his best interest. He concluded his presentation by thanking the board members for letting them speak and told them to let him know if they had any other questions that they couldn't think of at the current time. Next, the members discussed an issue with the garbage truck and the garbage company service, as well as the garbage cans in town. The issue was that the city had hired a new company and they were destroying garbage cans. And at this point in the meeting, it was less formal and more people just kind of said what was on their mind. One of the board members said that he strongly disliked all of the garbage men that were going around town, and he said that they needed to be fired and find a new company. The board members then discussed amongst each other, so again, small group interaction, that they would look at companies from neighboring towns and see what their prices were and get quotes. The types of decisions that were made were yes-no decisions, either-or decisions, or compromising, which occurred with the dam because the city didn't want to put a bigger burden on Harry Picorni, the owner of the land. So between the village, Harry Picorni, and the company that was servicing the dam, they came to a compromise of what would be done. Depending on the decision, all 3 types of these were used. At the end of the meeting, they went into executive session and non-village board members had to leave, such as myself and the chief of police. Overall, the meeting was run effectively and it was very informative. The necessary business was accomplished, and the board members did a nice job communicating with each other and with the presenter. The mayor ran the meeting effectively and was able to accomplish business in a timely manner. The secretary did a very good job with keeping everyone informed and clarifying any questions. She also proposed solutions to many of the problems that needed to be addressed within the city. The other board members proposed their ideas as well, when necessary, and communicated effectively with each other, both verbally and non-verbally. The small group interaction was efficient and interesting to watch. The village board demonstrated cohesiveness, group communication, followed the general protocols that were needed, and gave what a small group interaction should look like. I'm glad I was able to watch and observe. Like the quote I said before, democracy is an important part of our society, and without it, there would be chaos and anarchy. Thank you.